everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lacey and today I will be going through my first trimester must-haves as a soon-to-be first-time mom. Now, I know there are a lot of videos out there about the first trimester and what you need versus what you don't need, but since every pregnancy is different, I just wanted to go through my first trimester must-haves and my experience going through pregnancy for the first time. Now, the first thing that you need, which I feel like is on every list that you will see, is a prenatal vitamin. Now, I use the Nature Made prenatal vitamin because it seems to have everything that you need, but some people have different sensitivities and preferences when it comes to the prenatal vitamins that they're able to take. So what works for me may not work for you, but since I was going through fertility treatments, I started taking the Nature Made prenatal vitamin in the months leading up to actually getting pregnant. Another thing about the Nature Made prenatal was the price point. There can definitely be some more expensive prenatals out there, but for me, the Nature Made prenatal had what I wanted and it actually wasn't that expensive. Secondly, if you've seen my symptoms video, then you may be expecting this, but you will definitely need a stool softener. For me, this was a non-negotiable after the first few weeks. With the increase in hormones, your digestive system is going to be completely out of whack. And I have been taking a stool softener since I believe about week 5. So it's an absolute necessity. Another thing that I ended up taking is magnesium. I take magnesium glycinate. Of course, definitely talk to your doctor about any supplements or vitamins before you start taking them, but magnesium can help with the insomnia that I also mentioned in my symptoms video, and it can also help with muscle cramps, which tends to be more of a thing in the second trimester. Now, my fourth thing would be to get a trusty water bottle if you haven't already yet. For me, I actually had a half-gallon water jug that I started using when I did jiu-jitsu back in 2021. So I kept using that. I did get a second one so I could have one in my bedroom and then also one that I brought to work. But getting water in is going to be so necessary, especially if you go into the doctor and they're like, oh, you need to get 90 fluid ounces of water a day. And it's like, that is absolutely insane. How am I supposed to do that? But I found that having my water jug with the flip top straw was super helpful because if I was sitting at my desk and I was typing, then I could literally just prop it in front of me with the straw flipped out and then just sip on it as I was typing. Now, the fifth thing I'm going to recommend is get some lemon and ginger tea. This was an absolute lifesaver for me in the first trimester when I was trying to combat my all-day nausea. Now, it didn't get rid of my nausea completely, so every day was a never-ending cycle of being nauseous, choking down breakfast, be nauseous and not be hungry, feel like my stomach was eating itself because I was starving, and then going back to being nauseous because I ate. But the lemon and ginger tea was so nice, and it was warm, and it was soothing, and it was easy on my stomach. I think I single-handedly took down an entire box of it at work. So with that being said, I would also recommend getting at least a little thing of some anti-nausea / motion sickness medicine. Seeing as I had a 3-hour round trip to and from work, so like about an hour and a half there, an hour and a half home every day in my first trimester, I needed something that would help me get to work most days. And then when we drove back to our home state for Thanksgiving and it was about a 6-hour drive, I definitely needed some anti-nausea motion sickness medicine then too. Another thing for me was I had really bad acne in my first trimester, and my doctor cleared me to use Panoxyl face wash, which I also used on my body along with the azelaic acid from The Ordinary. It took a couple of weeks, but the Panoxyl and the azelaic acid really helped get my acne under control since I won't be able to use my retinol until after baby O is here. Another thing I would recommend is getting some comfortable clothes in general, but also going ahead and getting some comfortable maternity jeans. I had horrendous bloating in the first trimester. Like, I'll put a picture up on the screen to show you what I would look like in the morning versus at night before I went to bed. But one thing about it was I could not stand to have anything over my stomach. So like even if it was my soft leggings, if they were high-waisted, I could not stand it. And I couldn't stand having anything over my stomach until about 20 weeks. So if you find that you have bloating, I would recommend getting some maternity jeans or pants that have like an elastic band, which I did have for work. And you can also get jeans that have like a side panel rather than like the full stomach panel. Or you can also get jeans that has like a band in the front that doesn't like go up over your stomach. You can also just get some loose leggings or sweatpants if you're going to be home a lot. So having some alternatives to my normal high-waisted jeans was just fantastic. And then the final thing that I would recommend is getting some sort of pain relief medication like Tylenol. I suffered from bad headaches before I got pregnant, and I was still having them periodically once I did get pregnant. So using, you know, like some Tylenol here and there really helped take the edge off, though I personally feel like Tylenol doesn't really do a whole lot, but it did help in certain circumstances. Now, some other things that I would think are nice to have but are absolutely not necessary is the Lancino pain relief spray for when your nipples become really sensitive, a good daily moisturizer with hyaluronic acid to make sure that you're keeping your skin hydrated. I use the CeraVe daily moisturizer. I also found that having some Gas X and Tums on hand was really nice. Other than that, like I said, I would also recommend just having some comfy, cozy clothes because the first trimester is already uncomfortable enough as it is. So like even having like a pair of nice cozy socks or, you know, like a really nice like soft shirt or pajamas went a long way for me. But that is all I have. I do have everything linked down below that I've mentioned if you want to see exactly what I used, though apparently the jeans that I bought don't seem to be available anymore. So if I can find some alternatives, then I will put them there. If anyone has any questions or if you want to know if there's anything else I would recommend, please feel free to leave a comment. If you liked this video, I hope you will stick around for the rest of my pregnancy videos. I have a few more in the works that I can't wait to share. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.